You know the TikTok trend, berries and cream, berries and cream. I'm just a little lad who likes berries and cream. I feel like this hair kind of embodies that trend. Like I feel like just a little lad who likes berries and cream with this hairdo. Anyways, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing well. As you guys can see, we're in the gym today, so I do apologize if it is a little echoey. However, I figured that this was the perfect setting to do today's video because today we're going to be talking about CrossFit / fitness products, whether they are worth the hype. There's tons of products in the fitness world and the CrossFit world, and I have tried so many over the years. I'm just doing weightlifting and fitness and CrossFit or whatever you want to call it. I've gone through tons of products, so I figured I would share with you guys some of the things that I think are definitely worth the hype and definitely not worth the hype. I know I can definitely do a part 2 to this as well, so if there's any products that you guys want to know if they are worth the hype or not, let me know in the comments down below and I'll be sure to do a part 2 once I get way more products because I have a giant list right next to me that we have to get through. So hopefully this video won't be too rambly. So let's get into it. So my giant list of products and brands that I made is split into 2 categories. Obviously, we are doing the stuff that is worth the hype and the stuff that is definitely not worth the hype. But today we're gonna start with the stuff that is worth the hype. The first thing that I think is definitely worth the hype and is so essential when it comes to working out in the gym is your pair of trainers that you're going to put on your feet. Obviously, you need a pair of shoes. And this shoes that I think is just chef's kiss in my eyes and like the best shoes ever when it comes to working out, especially doing CrossFit, is the Nike Metcons. I love my Metcons and I think they're super comfortable. Now, I know some people are picky about their shoes. David definitely is picky about his shoes, and some people have different feet than obviously me, but I think that these shoes just fit so many people's feet so much more than other brands of shoes that fit people's feet, if that makes sense. We might be talking about another brand later, but that's besides the point. We're talking about the Nike Metcons right now, and those ones I think are just so great because they're so versatile, they're super comfortable, and I have had mine for, gosh, years now. I have the Nike Metcon 4s, and I've tried other shoes, and like I said, we'll talk about another brand later, but these ones have held up over time. I mean, mind you, they're starting to fall apart a little bit now, but I have worn these almost every single day for the past, I think, 4 years, if I'm not mistaken, and they have just always been so comfortable. I've always gone back to them, and I just absolutely love them. I find them super comfortable, and I think they're definitely worth the hype. So if you're looking for a good pair of versatile shoes for the gym or just to work out, do CrossFit, whatever you do, I think the Nike Metcons are definitely the way to go. The next product that I think is definitely worth the hype is a little more CrossFit specific, but this is probably seen as like the #1 brand in this category. I mean, I'm being a little vague, but I believe that these are so worth the hype, and that is the Bare Complex carbon fiber grips. I love these and I think they're so worth the hype. Like, tons of athletes are always promoting them. I believe that they're like always given to athletes at the games, and I mean, everyone talks about them, and I think that these grips are just so great. They're long lasting. I've had a pair for years. I bought a pair at the beginning of when I first started CrossFit, and I've had them ever since. I mean, now they're starting to deteriorate, but I have used them so much. And even David, he has tried a couple different like styles of theirs. He's tried the 2-hole ones, he's tried the ones without the holes, and he's tried even mine with the 3 holes. I prefer the 3 holes. I mean, it really depends who you are and what you prefer. I prefer more of a full coverage, but that's besides the point. Just their grips in general, super comfortable, hold on to the bar really well, especially that carbon fiber material or whatever they use. I find doesn't slip. You don't need tons of chalk to be able to hold on to the bar, and long lasting. I mean, mine have lasted a really long time. There was only one person that I know of that was having issues with their grips, but I think their grips were probably a little too small for their hands, but that's just my opinion. Other than that, so many people have tried this brand, and I've always heard good things about this brand, and I think that they're definitely worth the hype. I've tried a couple other like smaller brands of grips, and they just don't hold up as well and aren't as comfortable and full coverage as much as the Bear Complex ones. So those are definitely something that are worth the hype if you're looking for a good pair of grips when you do some bar work. The next thing that I think is totally worth the hype is something that is not a brand specific thing. It is definitely a product, because I believe that this product is pretty similar throughout all the different brands that have these, and that is booty bands slash circular bands. I mean, everyone calls them booty bands, so I'm just gonna call them booty bands for the sake of this video, just because it's a little bit easier to say. So yeah, I really do believe that they are worth the hype. And now I know a lot of you guys who like watch me are probably like really confused, because I don't promote like booty workouts at all. Like, that is just not my thing. So you guys are probably like, what, Nicole? Yeah, I think that they're worth the hype, but not for the reason that you probably think that I think they're worth the hype. If that makes sense. I don't even know if that made sense. But I believe that booty bands are worth the hype when you use them for your warm-ups. They are so essential when it comes to my warm-ups, especially now being pregnant. I really want to activate my legs. I really want to activate my muscles in my legs, obviously. And I think that this is such a great product to use to warm up your legs. Do I think that they're great or worth the hype to do like booty workouts in and do like all those things, like keep that as your main, I guess, equipment during a workout? Not really, no. But I do think that they're really great to do some accessory work in, and obviously, like I said, to do your warm-ups in. Such a great way to just activate the muscles in your legs and get you kind of set up for like a heavy leg day. Like, I think, yes, they are worth the hype, but it does, obviously, I don't think that it matters what brand you choose. I don't think that there's a specific brand that has a better booty band than the next one. They're all pretty similar, so I just have an off-brand pair of them because I think that, like I said, they're all the same, but they are definitely worth the hype. If you have ever stepped foot into the CrossFit space and you are a female, you have definitely heard of this brand before, and that is Filo. Filo is a clothing brand that makes obviously clothes. They've made leggings, tops, sports bras, but their main thing that they make is shorts. And I am not a big short wearer. I've done years of cheerleading and it's just made me hate to wear shorts when I'm like working out. However, I bought myself a pair of Filos and I love them. I mean, I have definitely gone into the hype train. Like when I first started CrossFit, I thought that these were just overhyped and everyone just wore them because they're CrossFitters and it's a brand. And I was like, these are definitely not worth the hype. Like I really thought that they were just overhyped items. And then I got myself a pair and I was like, these are actually comfortable. Like I actually really like these. Their high-waisted ones are the ones that I love. I mean, they do make low-rise ones, but those I just don't gravitate towards. They just don't fit my body well and I just don't feel comfortable in them. However, their high-rise ones, chef's kiss, of course. I think that they are great. They're super comfortable. And I mean, if you're comfortable in the low-rise ones, go ahead for that. They have like different, like short length, like in the legs, and then they have different rises and you can choose whatever you like. But I definitely thought that this product was like way overhyped when I first stepped in the CrossFit space, and I was like, come on, are these actually worth it? And then I got suckered into buying a pair and I was like, wait, these are actually worth it. And I see myself kind of slowly getting sucked into all their patterns because they're always releasing patterns and colors, and it's just kind of fun to have fun patterns and things like that. And I mean, like I said, I'm not a big short wearer at all, but if I'm going to wear a pair of shorts to work out in, I pretty much go to my Filos because I think that they're just so comfortable, especially as I'm growing a belly. They still fit. They're like growing with my belly. They're not stretching out and they just kind of fit with your body and they move well, and it just, I like them, and I think that they're definitely worth the hype. The next thing that I wanted to talk about is stretching apps. I think stretching apps are definitely worth the hype, and more specifically, the two brands that I think that are so worth the hype is ROMWOD and GoWOD. They're two very similar ones, and I have done a full video on comparing ROMWOD and GoWOD. I'll try and remember to have it linked down below. If not, it's on my channel of just me comparing the two of them. But I think that those two stretching apps are so worth the hype and so worth investing in. If you want to improve your fitness routine, especially if you want to improve your weightlifting, stretching and mobility is so essential when it comes to working out in the gym. You want to make sure that you're mobile, you want to make sure that you're moving well when it comes to working out, and these apps are just so great at making sure that you move well in the gym. So I think that this is just like a small little thing that a lot of people don't consider. Like I definitely did not think that stretching and mobility was worth it. And then I tried the apps and I was like, this is definitely worth it because it started improving a lot of my weightlifting skills. So if you're looking to improve in the gym, I think a great source to improve in the gym is stretching and mobility apps, more specifically ROMWOD and GoWOD. I think those two apps are absolutely great and absolutely a great source to improve in the gym. The last item on my hype list that I think is 100% worth the hype is my Tupood weightlifting belt. I love my Tupood weightlifting belt, and I have gone through a couple of belts and this one just holds up so well. I mean, there's so many athletes that are sponsored by Tupood and I was like, is this really worth it? Like, you always question when there's tons of people who are being like sponsored by this product, whether it's worth the hype or not. This is the whole point of the video because I'm not sponsored by any of these products. I think that this Tupood weightlifting belt is definitely worth the hype. It has lasted me for quite a while now. I've had it for a couple years, that is for sure. And there has been no deterioration to the belt. It's held up very well and I just love it. It's comfortable and it has a stopper on it so that there's not just all the pressure on the Velcro, because I have bought other weightlifting belts where the pressure was pretty much just all in the Velcro and the Velcro just gave up very easily. And Tupood has that stopper and is just super comfortable and I think is a great one. I have the straight one, so I believe that the straight one is definitely worth the hype. I haven't tried any of their other different styled ones. Their straight one though, definitely worth the hype and I absolutely love. And they have so many different styles too, which makes it just so much better. So if you're looking for a good weightlifting belt, Tupood, definitely worth the hype. We are now getting into the products that I believe are definitely not worth the hype. So if you do disagree with me, because I know some of you probably will disagree with me, please don't come for me too hard, okay? Anyways, the first thing that I think is so not worth the hype and is definitely overhyped for sure, and I mentioned it a little bit in the beginning of this video, and this is a pair of shoes that you wear in the gym, more specifically a brand, and that is Noble shoes. I think that these are just overhyped, and I have a pair and I bought a pair a year and a half ago and I really liked them at first. I thought they were comfortable, they were similar to the Metcons, and I was like, yeah, I really like these. And as I wore them, I slowly stopped wearing them because I just didn't enjoy them as much. They weren't as comfortable as my Metcons and they just started to deteriorate so fast. Like, they just broke apart. I mean, they're still intact. I can still work out in them. I don't choose them as often as I choose my Metcons, but they were just starting to fall apart. And even after like the first time of wearing them, there's like the Noble print in the bottom of the shoes came off after the first time of wearing them, which is a bit ridiculous. Like, you would assume that it would come off after a while and not after the first time of wearing them. They also are super stiff. I thought that after a while wearing them that they would break in and be more comfortable and move with my foot a lot better, and they're just not. They just never broke in. Like, they're just very stiff. And I've heard tons of people saying that even the recent launches that they've been doing with Noble, all the shoes that they release, they don't really upgrade them either, but that's besides the point. And I've been hearing a lot recently of like the shoes that they've released in the past like half a year or whatever. A lot of people have been complaining that they break apart even faster now, which is a bit ridiculous because these are the shoes that like all the athletes wear, that they sponsor the CrossFit Games now, and you would expect them to be like the best shoes ever, and they really aren't. Like, tons of athletes are sponsored by them and they're always getting new shoes for the next launch, which they launch literally new styles all the time. So the athletes aren't really wearing through them, so they don't really see how fast they deteriorate. But as someone who's not buying shoes every single launch, they deteriorate pretty fast and they just totally just are not worth the hype. The next item that I think is not worth the hype at all, and I tried these in a video a year and a half ago maybe, and that is goalie gummies. These are overhyped, and if you're in the CrossFit space, you know that like Tia Claire Toomey is sponsored by them. They're not worth it. Like, they're literally pointless. Like, if you're eating a healthy diet, then you're fine. Like, there's literally no point to these, and they're not providing benefits that are going to help you any more than like what you're doing already. Like there's just, when I tried them, there was just no significant difference, and I think that they were just overhyped, and I see it being overhyped in the fitness world in general. They're just pointless. It's totally not worth it. No, no. This next item is very, very popular in the fitness world, and I believe that it is just way overhyped, not worth the hype, like so just not that great. And I know a lot of people are gonna disagree with me about, so please just like don't come for me too hard. And that is the Lululemon Alliance and their Wonder Unders. The Alliance and Wonder Unders, very similar. And I believe that these are just way overhyped. Totally just not worth the hype. Are they a comfortable pair of leggings? Kinda. But when you wanna work out in them, they're not that great. I have tried on many leggings, and I am very specific with my leggings. If you guys have watched my videos before, I am very specific. And I'm someone who has love handles and it's more of like a mid-sized gal, and I want my leggings to stay up when I'm working out, especially if I'm doing CrossFit and I'm moving. Like I don't want to have to be pulling up my leggings, and the Lululemon Wonder Unders or the Alliance just do not stay up. They're just not comfortable when they just don't stay up. Like there's nothing more uncomfortable when a pair of pants are falling down and you're always having to pull up your pants when you're working out. And those ones, yeah, way overhyped, super expensive. I mean, Lululemon is an expensive brand, don't get me wrong. And I have recommended the Lululemon Fast and Free tights. I think those tights are definitely worth the hype. I have worn those tights for years and they have lasted me for years, and I think that they're great and a great investment piece. But the Alliance, no, they do not last as long, and they're just not a great investment piece. You can find the exact same style in so many more affordable brands, and yeah, definitely not worth the hype. Please don't come for me, because I know a lot of people absolutely love them, but I just think that they're just not worth it. The last thing that I think is just way overhyped and just so not necessary to have a good, successful workout, and I know a lot of people will probably disagree with me on this, and that is pre-workout. There, I said it. I think pre-workout is just way overhyped and totally just not worth the hype. I think that there's just this huge following behind pre-workout. We see all our favorite influencers who are sponsored by different supplement brands taking pre-workout. There's like this huge thing of like shotgunning their pre-workout before working out. It's not necessary. I did a video a couple years ago trying pre-workout for a long period of time. Like I think it was 30 days or 2 weeks or something like that. And I tried it before every single workout. Did it make a difference in my workout? Not really. Was there a day where I was really tired and I was like, okay, yeah, maybe it did make a difference? Maybe it did. There are some days that maybe, yeah, if I'm tired, will I consider pre-workout? Probably, if I want to have a good workout session in. But is it necessary, especially for every single workout? No. 100% no. I mean, if you're tired, I understand. Maybe you want to get a little bit more energy. Sure, totally okay. But if you're healthy, if you're having a good amount of sleep, is it necessary for pre-workout? No. I mean, there is exceptions, like I said. I mean, if you're an athlete and you're training like hours on hours on hours on end a day, maybe, yeah, you might want to take some pre-workout to hype you up a little bit. But for the average person who's working out, doing their thing, totally not worth it. Doesn't really make that big of a difference. Does it make you hype up? Does it hype you up on like that caffeine kind of thing? Sure, yeah, it does a little bit, but does it make a difference in your workout? Does it make your workout exponentially better? No, it's definitely not something that I believe is worth the hype. Everyone talks about it. No, totally not worth the hype, especially for every single workout. Not necessary. Anyways, if I keep going on about products and brands, whether they're worth the hype or not, we're gonna be here forever. So like I said, if you want part 2 to this, let me know any brands or products that you wanna know whether they're worth the hype or not. Let me know in the comments down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. It truly does help the channel a lot. And if you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button down below. You guys know where it is. And don't forget to be unstoppable. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Summer days burn me out, love just brings me down. Cold inside like winter leaves that slowly leave the ground. Hey, you come back, I wanna give you a chance. Love me like you used to, so we can learn again. The skin is getting brown, baby, drinking.